Good afternoon. Fucking hell, good afternoon. Nearly fucking loads of driveways, me. What's that? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, beautiful people. On this beautiful planet, you get to go home for such a tiny amount of time. There is only ever this moment. There can only ever be this moment. This moment right now, when these words leave my mouth, that moment doesn't exist. When I step forwards into another step, that moment doesn't exist. It's gone, it's in the past, it doesn't exist anymore. It's just that human beings, entities, identify with every moment. With every moment. They're not identifying with the moment. They're identifying with every moment. Whatever thought happens to appear in that entity's mind, there's absolutely identification with it. And that's why people suffer. They suffer because of the identification with thought. There's no identification with thought, there is no suffering. You can only ever suffer because of the thoughts in your head. And it's that human beings identify with thought. The next thought that comes into your head, not the thought, so there's two different parts of the mind. There's the mind where them thoughts just appear. That's the code, that's the program, that's the matrix, that's the conditioned mind. It's them thoughts that appear, it's them that there's no identification with. If there's no identification with them thoughts, your suffering ends in every moment. Then there is only that moment. There can't be any other moments. There's no past, there's no future. Nothing exists, just this moment. Nothing exists, just this moment. Nothing exists, just this moment. There is only this moment, and in this moment there's an infinite amount of possibilities that can happen. An infinite amount of possibilities in every moment. So human beings are so narrow-minded. And so I could stand here now in this moment, and every entity that sees me standing here, he'll have a thought. And that thought comes from conditioning. That thought comes from the past program. Whatever's happening, them two entities stood over there, will have a different view of me standing here because of their own conditioned mind, because of whatever program is filtering through their mind in that moment. There is only this moment. There's this moment to detach from the material world. It's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to be. No identification with that mind. That ego, that story, that conditioning, that program then dissolves away. And what you're left with is what you create in every moment. It's that humans have forgot they have free will. Humans have forgotten they have free will to choose in every moment. That they get to decide. Nobody else is deciding for you. Not your mum, not your dad, not your friend, not your neighbour, not your sister, not your brother, no fucker. You get to decide in every moment. You get to choose in every moment. Humans, entities, have the free will to choose. Are you choose to going to live in fear? Are you choose to going to live in sadness? Are you choose to going to live in worry? Are you choose to going to live in negativity? Or are you going to choose in every moment to come up into these high vibrations, to live in joy, to live in happiness, to live in unconditional love in every moment? For me, this soul's journey, there is no other option. I can't come down to these places. I can't come down into negativity. I've been there. I've experienced that. My soul didn't like it. My soul wasn't aligned in that place. My soul wasn't aligned in negativity. My soul wasn't aligned in judging. My soul wasn't aligned in fear. My soul wasn't aligned in shit. My soul is aligned in this place. In joy, in happiness, in excitement, in fun, in being loud, in being happy, in being full of joy. That's where I'm in coherence. And it's important that every entity comes into that coherence. Comes into that coherence in environment. This is environment. And comes into coherence in mind and body. Comes to realise that the story that they're telling themselves, the conditioned mind, the program, the ego, the matrix, is false. It's other people's stories. It's what governments told you. It's what news has told you. It's what your friends have told you. It's what your neighbours told you about Donna. It's all nonsense. It's their story that you've adopted as self, that you believe to be your story. How can that be true? That is false. It has to be false. Once you come to realise that them thoughts are just appearing and there's no identification with them. When there's no identification with them, they dissolve away. And what you're left with is the moment. And that moment, in every moment, is alive and true. Every moment can be filled with unconditional love. Every moment can be filled with the joy, with happiness. As long as you're not identified with something that is false. With something that is playing in the background of everybody's mind. And it's a collective ego. It's an ego that it's very rare that an entity has their own original thought. They just believe in other people's stories. It's in the place of, let's go this way. It's in the place of that emptiness where you create everything. Don't try and come to a place where you're empty of everything. No, you're never going to create anything from there. You're never going to create anything from trying to be, I don't know, trying to be fucking zen, trying to shut off the mind completely. You don't want to shut off the mind completely. Because there is only ever thought. There can only ever be thought. There will only ever be thought. The soul is vibration. The soul is energy. It's frequency within the body. When the soul departs from the body, there is no frequency, is there? The vibration's gone. But it's the thought that is eternal. It's that thought that can create. It's that thought that creates new life. Man means thought. Woman means a thought that can create. A thought that can create life. There is only ever thought, and it's them thoughts that you create your whole reality with. In every moment, there is only thought. In every moment, you create everything. You see entities walking the planet, but creating their own suffering. Because of the thoughts in the head. It's absolute nonsense. But yeah, hope everyone has a fantastic day. Namaste.